up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Hopefully welcome back. If you watched the previous video, I'm going to call this part 2 of storm cleanup on the road I made going through the woods. In the last video, I showed about the first third of this road. This is the second video, so you're going to see the second third of this road. So I think you guys are going to enjoy seeing what's around the bend, where we ended off in the last video. So, there's a couple of pieces we got to pick up along the way here. This top of this one tree that got blown over, broke off. So we're going to grab that and cut that up and one other piece. And then we are going to be back there and you can see something new if you haven't seen it before. Man, I messed up. I thought I hit record, but I didn't. So you guys missed that getting drug out of the woods. Back on time lapse because it takes too long. And ain't nobody got time for all this except for me. Because, I'm doing the work. But yeah, so it's nice to get all this stuff cleaned up. I don't mind some of the stuff, being down and whatnot. But the fresh stuff that gets blown over needs to get picked up. So this is a spot where I ended the last video off at. We just got to get this one chunk of log out of here, and then we are heading around the bend to see a new section of the road. So if you watched the last video, this is basically what I'm going to call the start of the new video, and just had a couple of these little things that we had to clean up. Nothing too serious. But yeah, let's get back to finishing up from yesterday's work, and we'll get on to today. All right, we made it back here. So let's check it out. This road gets progressively more and more difficult as it goes along, as far as the work goes, the risk level. So you can see this is what I'm going to call bury pit number 2, a little treacherous. This is actually a gorge that went between like this area right here and what you saw ahead of us. I'm kind of panning up on a monster pine. This camera does no justice. This thing's got to be 3 foot wide at the base. Super big, awesome tree. I love it. And then you can see that this is all what I'm going to call loose hard rock. I don't know what the technical term is. I'm not a geologist, just some dude. And these are the boulders that I was digging up further up the road where we won't be seeing yet today. But it's just crazy how much the soil conditions change as we go along. And I haven't really been back here to do any work, I think, since like around Thanksgiving. The weather just goes to hell, and it's nothing but rain on and off. And you just can't do anything. It just never dries out. So we're taking a peek over the side, and this is literally all fill. It would go just wood debris, dirt, all the way up. And yeah, this is not an engineer approved method, but what are you going to do when you're trying to get from one side of a gorge to the next and you don't have, like, I don't know, 10,000 tons or maybe 7 times that? I don't even know what it would take to fill this, but it's filled now. And you know, it's settled down quite a bit, and we're just gonna keep filling as it settles and hope for the best. So got to get this cleaned up and out of the way. It's been a long time coming, and I'm looking forward to, you know, getting this road opened back up and getting to the top of this hill on the last third of the road and doing some more work up there. I'd like to build a house up there, or possibly a number of tiny houses in different areas up there. So this is the 45 acres that I've got. I call it the 45 in the way back. Little girl showed back up. I'm going to say hi. And yeah, let's get cracking, man.
Hey, oh, stop. Back it up.
Okay, let's get on to the next task. Let's get over here and grab this tripod and go for a little walk. Got all that dirt smoothed out and tree limbs out of the way. Got some logs down here I gotta skid out of the way. They've been back here for a while. So anything that's worth keeping, I'll keep. I wouldn't mind making a log cabin at some point. So you can see this area kind of bottlenecks. At some point, I'm going to need to get gravel back here. And the reason it's bottlenecking is because this is an acorn tree. I'm trying not to disturb big mature trees, trees that are feeding the deer and the squirrels and all that. And you can see that this is the edge. There's, some fill that's going over the edge, but as far as this road goes, we're on cut. Like, there's a difference between cut and fill. Cut is existing hard compacted soil. Fill is anything that you've literally filled in. So this is a safe, stable surface. You can see a lot of this is crazy rock and all of that we've been cutting through. But if you were a dump truck driver, you may not kind of want to squeeze through that narrow pass. I seem to be having good luck getting as close as 6 feet to the trunk of the tree without these trees dying. So we're going to get in there and make some more room. And we do need some fill dirt for that berry pit number 2. So that's what we're doing now. We're going to be doing a good bit of excavation there. And let's get into it. Okay, let's check out what we've got going on here. Done a little bit of digging there, and you can see it's pretty wide now. I forget what the specs are on this loader, but I believe the bucket width is around 8 feet. And if I just had to take a wild guess, I'd say we probably got 12 or so. Total width, going by that tree now, maybe 16 feet here. I'll have to get a tape measure out and see how close I am. But yeah, much better than what it was before. We've got more work to do, but this is kind of, I don't know. I mean, I'll call it the halfway point, I guess. There's a lot of, I kind of call this like a canopy. I don't know if that's the correct term, but like if you look at what's hanging over here, it's just the whole floor of the forest is just like a crazy mat of roots and just decayed leaves, and it all just kind of sticks together like a mat. It's very interesting, but I got to knock a lot of that off and get some more dirt out of there. But let's check and see how much dirt that we've moved up here. And one of the things I'm trying to do is you can see a lot of the piles concentrated here. is letting that spill over and down the hill so it can tie into all the tree stumps and branches and logs and kind of tie it all together. We've got, I think, about 4 inches of rain coming over the next 3 or 4 days. And this is a good time to let that rain kind of wash stuff down in there, and then help lock all that dirt together. You know, it does turn into mud, but once it dries back out, it has a tendency to kind of harden up. So we'll take a peek over this edge here, and you can see it's, you know, not covering everything, but I haven't pushed anything over the edge yet. But it, you know, I want to try and lock some of this in, and that's what we're kind of trying to do here. So, all right, that's all I got to say for right now. Oh, other than, so that ditch down in the middle, I don't know, gorge, whatever you want to call it, it's probably 150, 170 feet down from where we're at now. I own on the other side of that too. It's pretty cool out here. I can't really wait to share all of this property with you guys, but it'll take some time to cover all of it. All right, let's check it out. Now, this isn't like what I would consider a full-on finished product, but the main goal was just to expand the width as much as I could close to the tree without interfering with it, and widen this up. You know, it's getting ready to start raining, and I've got some things I got to do. So this is a, you know, kind of a stopping point as far as this like excavation goes. But you can see how like this looks a little different than what we did. I'm going to tie it all together. I like continuity, so that will be the case. But yeah, this thing has opened up a whole bunch now. And if you are a dump truck driver that is not afraid, you will drive through there to deliver the 300 to 700 tons of gravel that I'm probably more like 700 tons that I'm going to need whenever this road is done to tie it all in. And that nut tree is still intact. Nature will be eating good this fall, and trying my best not to disrupt things any more than I need to be able to get access to different areas of the property. And one thing I didn't mention in this video is a lot of times I follow a deer trail to make these roads. And that's kind of what I did here. You know, I'm just following the ridge line, and the deer typically will make their path in the most passable area. And that's where this road is. So I don't know if that's a real thing or not, but that's what we're doing. We're just about a few minutes from the end of this video, and let me beat the dead horse and play my favorite song one more time. All right. Well, that's about it on what we're doing here. Look at that drop off. That's nasty. So, yeah. Let's give you a little sneak peek of the third of this road. We get on over here and head up this way just a little bit. So from this point forward is where it gets real hairy. And this last section of the road really put me to the test. I'm not much of a quitter, but I was just like, man, I might need to get an excavator. So check out these rock formations. How wild is this, man? Just bending and bowing and all these different layers. So cool, man. I guess, maybe 10 years from now, I'll get into geology and have something else to nerd off on. But here's a little peek around the corner, all right? We're going uphill. Let's put it that way. We've got a ascension to do. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all watching. Drop a comment. Let me know what you want to see, what you don't want to see. Tell me how I'm doing, brother, sister, whoever you are.